Let me go to a couple comments. Watch out for Douglas to oh, wait a minute. Did I start the fourth quarter? We need to do fourth quarter shots before we go. All right, because it's almost
Hey,
time to
Tina,
go.
how you doing, Tina?
All right, okay. All right, let's do fourth quarter shots before we go into the fourth quarter. Where fourth quarter shots? I didn't put them up there. Okay, all right. So, all right. And our fourth quarter is going to be, as always, questions, whatever you guys have. But let's do the fourth quarter shots. Here we go. This is fourth quarter. You're listening to Eagles Talk by Eagles fans for Eagles fans. I am partaking in Bullet Bourbon Frontier Whiskey. Third shot here. You guys, everybody that's out there that's not agreeing with me, you're drinking too much. Stop drinking right now. Don't drink the fourth quarter shot. But everybody that's out there that is agreeing with me, take your fourth quarter shot because you are very smart and intelligent. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, bang. All right, there we go. All right, so let me go to a couple comments before, and it's just questions. So you guys out there, whatever your question is, we're going to tackle it and we're going to let everybody discuss it. Let me go to a couple comments. Oh, Robert Ahmad, I haven't seen you in a while. We need to talk about the coaching when it comes to double moves. The DB coach needs to be held accountable. P.S. Forward LeBron James's. All right. All right. Okay. How y'all like the Wallace move? I like the Wallace move.
I think it's a great move. I think
it's
Wallace. I think it's a small upgrade from Torrey Smith, if not a lateral move, because he brings the same thing that Torrey Smith has. He has speed, but he can catch the ball a little bit more, and he can be more of a threat in the open field when he has the ball in his hand. So I believe that was a great move.
All right, let me go to Richard Vicks because I like this one. I think that was more Schwartz scheme. Need to press more, switch it up. We play 90% of the time off the man. I am so on board with that. And I think that we talk about all the time. And I think that with everybody coming into camp healthy, barring injuries, I would hope that that Schwartz would have more confidence in Darby and Jones being the outside corners to be able to press more. These guys are athletic. They have the speed to press. And if they so happen to get beat, they have incredible makeup speed here. Yeah. So they are prototypical press corners in my eyes. And I think that Schwartz played that scheme because of who he had, the personnel he had out there. I also agree with somebody who said Douglas. Oh, that was Dorsey. Watch out for Douglas at cornerback, big and physical. I like Douglas also, but Darby and I think Jones,
somebody said he might move him to safety. He might be moved to like that safety where Corey Graham occupied. Corey Graham was like a safety slash corner, and they moved them in there for different situational plays. Douglas is a big physical guy, and he plays the ball. When he was actually, I think you talked about at one point that I think the defensive backfield played better when Darby wasn't in the game, when Douglas was playing. I think the defensive – I got to go back and look at those stats. I think they were a more complete team at that particular time because they matched up well. But that's something I have to go look back at. And also it does boil down to coaching. Coaching, you got to take advantage of your athletes. If your athletes play better in press, bump and run coverage, then doggone it, put them in press man-to-man, bump and run coverage.
All right, let me just give a shout-out to Tina Holden because she's here, and she says, hi, guys. And Tina is a big fan, and we love Tina. Tina, I follow you on Instagram, and I see you, Tina. Tina was in the all right, maybe I shouldn't go there, but Tina was on Instagram this week, and she was a little sexy and all that. And I saw you, Tina. I saw you on Instagram. And I liked the picture, and I was scared to like it because I didn't want my wife, because if you look in your Instagram, you can see what people like, and my wife can see what I like. And I was like, oh, if I like this, I might get in trouble because Tina's a little sexy and she got a little cleavage out there. But I'm saying, Tina, I follow you. Thank you for following us. And I'm going to leave it right there because I'm going to get in trouble. All right, anyway, we like the Wallace move. Don't worry. Let me go all the way up. Douglas is for real. Robert Hubbard, what does Mike Wallace signing do for Mack Hollins playtime? I think does have an impact because prior to Mike Wallace's signing, I thought Mack Hollins was slam dunk, the number 2 receiver in line to take Torrey Smith's spot, because they in the offseason they hired his college wide receivers coach as the wide receiver coach for the Eagles. So I thought he was just destined to be wide receiver number 2 for the Eagles.
Yeah.
And then they signed Mike Wallace, who is a veteran with speed, had a better year than Torrey Smith, a little better skills than Torrey Smith. So I don't know. It's not etched in stone now that Mack Hollins is the number 2 wide receiver. But I think that in preseason, in training camp, he'll get every opportunity to win that spot. And if he does outperform Mike Wallace, then he'll get it. But Mike Wallace will be a tough beat for him because he's fast.
Yeah, you know what? I said this last week. I said the team doesn't really have a true. I started looking at the comments now, but the offense doesn't really have a true go-to guy, number 1 guy. Like, the ball is getting spread around, and the more weapons you have, the better it is for the offense. And Doug Peterson knows how to get the best out of all his weapons on the field at the one time. Like, listen, at one time, no receiver had over 100 yards receiving, and you had your tight end leading team receiving yards, but you were an efficient offense. Like, that's how it's going to be this year, I believe.
All right, here we go. Robert Ahmad, do you think the Eagles should have drafted a linebacker? We are thin in depth back there. I think that's if we go into, and we'll tackle this next week, actually. But if we went into the season, remember last year we went into the season, we didn't know what we had at running back. That was a question mark. But if we had to choose a position that was the weakest, we probably would have chosen the secondary, the cornerbacks. We felt okay at safety. We didn't think they had a whole lot of depth behind them, but we were okay with the 2 starters, Jenkins and McLeod. But the secondary, the cornerbacks, that was our biggest question mark. And it's amazing now that that's like one of the positions that we are the most deep at. This year, I would say it would be linebacker. Even though we have some prospects here that if they pan out, it's going to change the linebacker scheme. I mean, we have Corey Nelson now. Hicks is coming back in a contract year. If he can be healthy for the whole year, he's going to solidify that position. But right now, going into the offseason, OTAs and such, that is probably the biggest question mark I have on this team.
Well, I look at it like this. We do have some good prospects there, backing up Jordan Hicks. We got Michael Kendricks is still here, Nigel Branham. Those are our 3 starters. There you look at Nathan Gary, Camus, Gregor Hill, Corey Nelson. Do we forget about the guys we just signed, like Paul Warwell? He led the Falcons in tackles. He had over 100 tackles in both seasons he was there. Then Joe Walker is coming off an injury. I mean, we do have some guys that, it's nothing to say, oh, look at these guys, they're the next Ray Lewis. But at the same time, they're depth guys. They compete the depth on the team. And when it gets close to training camp and closer to the season, some good guys are going to get cut. The tight end from, I forget what team he was, got cut today from the Saints. So you never know what's going to happen within the coming days before training camp and during training camp, who's going to leave the team, who's going to get cut. And that's why I believe in Howie Roseman when it comes to making those key decisions. Yeah, we are thin at linebacker, but I believe we make up for it elsewhere,
All right, look. Damn, I think, oh my God, this didn't even start.
Yeah, we got 1 minute. I just want to answer the one question.
All right, go ahead.
The question was about, actually it was 2 questions. The one question was about, the rugby player. Do you see him actually playing offensive lineman, defensive line, or tight end? Listen, if you never played football a day in your life, you get drafted, and just because of your size, you get out there and against those monsters that have been playing football all day life, your size means nothing. You could be 6'8", 350 and run a 5 flat, but at the end of the day, if Brandon Graham comes in your face at 6 foot, 275, 280, how big he is, he's going to throw you in your butt because you don't have technique. So that's I believe Jordan. I can't pronounce his last name. Malata, I think it is. I think he's a prospect for to keep on a practice squad to see what we can do with this guy. Tight end, it might be a possibility because he can move. Running back, no, truthfully he's too tall to play running back. Everybody say you should put him in there. He can work. No, listen, I'm 6'1". If I saw a 6'8" guy come to me, I'm taking his knees out, and that's easy because you're so tall. So with that being said, keep him on the line, defensive line or offensive line, and let him just get to know the game of football. He has to know the game of football. Right now, all he has is a skill of rugby. That's it, and that's not good enough to be a good professional in NFL.
All right, guys.
One more question. Last question. You gotta get the last question in there before you go.
Where's that question? Where was
question
it?
Is from
what do you think,
Ryan? It said, will the DN from FLSU play DN or maybe linebacker? Ryan Sabiglico?
Oh, Ryan.
Yeah.
We got not that. Hold on. I'm gonna get to this. I'm gonna get to this question. Let me just find it. Ryan. I don't see that.
It said, will the DN from FSU play DN and maybe linebacker?
Oh, okay. All right. Well, the DN from FSU Spears played DN.
Josh Sweat. It was Josh Sweat.
All right. Okay. Josh Sweat. Yeah, definitely. I don't know if he's going to play linebacker, but he's definitely going to play DN.
He's going to play DN. He's a DN. He's going to be more stand-up guy at all.
This is not a 3-4, so that's probably going to be his strength is play DN where he's slotted to play. Mm-hmm. But guys, we're the playoff game with the other team is coming on, and they have, because they won't let me talk about the Sixers on here, I am entertaining starting that Sixers Talk program. So anybody out there that would like to be a co-host on that Sixers Talk, I have one guy already lined up. Anybody else who wants to join me on that program, serious inquiries only, please just inbox me, Dante Johnson, on Facebook. And we can talk about it. But right now, we need to go watch our 76ers bring the ruckus. And we're going to come back, and we're going to be the first team in the history of the NBA to come back from a 0-3 deficit to win a series. Thank you for everybody out there that's listening to the Eagles Talk. Please share this program with everyone, and everyone out there, please subscribe to our podcast, and we'll see you guys next week. For your man, Patrick Salen, I'm Dante the Dark Knight. We will see you guys next week. I'm out. Peace.
Peace.